From the time we can walk, we're handed an instruction manual. Get good grades, land a stable job, put your head down, and grind. Do that, and your future is secure. But that promise rarely holds up. Millions of people with degrees are struggling to find work, while others spend 14 hours a day in an office just to cover their next EMI. Take someone like Martin. He wakes up before dawn, exhausts himself with physical labor all day, and collapses at night. Yet at the end of the month, his bank account is practically empty. Across town, a businessman takes 2 meetings, upgrades his lifestyle, and never seems to run out of capital. If hard work were the primary driver of wealth, then rickshaw pullers, farmers, and manual laborers would be the richest people on earth. Since they aren't, we have to look past the effort itself and examine the system they are working within. The core problem for most people is that they are actively trading their time for money. Think of an offline teacher. They spend 1 hour at the chalkboard to educate a room of 30 students. Their compensation is tied directly to that specific hour of performance. This chart shows the inevitable result. Your income hits a hard ceiling because a day only has 24 hours. You physically cannot scale your labor beyond that limit. Hard work can keep you from starving, but it cannot make you rich. The moment you stop moving, your income drops to 0. Most people operate under a very simple equation. Hard work multiplied by time equals money. The math is flawed because time is a fixed variable. You can double your effort, but you can never double your hours. The wealthy use a different formula. System multiplied by skill equals money. If our teacher records a digital course, that recording becomes the system. It replaces their physical presence. Now that course can sell to thousands of people simultaneously, while the creator is sleeping. The income is no longer tied to their physical location or their hours. A YouTuber does the same. They invest 4 hours into a single video, which then acts as an automated system generating recurring income from millions of views. This is the real divide. The poor sell a finite resource, while the rich invest their effort up front to build architectures that run 24/7. You might assume building these systems requires you to master every technical skill involved. A wealthy businessman was asked how he succeeded without knowing all the details of his operation. He simply said he didn't need to. He had experts to do that for him. If you try to learn every component yourself, you'll spend your life in a learning phase, creating a bottleneck for your own growth. A system builder might wake up to 50 automated orders that were processed overnight. They didn't pack the boxes or process the payments. The system did. True wealth creators don't run the machine. They architect it. Their initial labor is spent assembling the parts so the machine can perform work for them. If the math for building systems is so clear, what is actually stopping most people from doing it? It usually comes down to fear. Fear of losing a steady paycheck, fear of being judged by neighbors, and the fear of failing. Elon Musk is a prime example of someone who risked his fortune to build complex systems in industries where failure was the most likely outcome. Musk's strategy for risk is simple. He asks what the worst-case scenario is. He realized that even if he failed, the knowledge he gained would be more valuable than the money he lost. Fear is often just a mental barrier. Breaking away from societal expectations is the first step toward building something that actually scales. This brings us to the specific mental attributes shared by those who successfully build these architectures. When Warren Buffett and Bill Gates were asked to name the single most important factor in their success, they both gave the same answer: focus. There is an infinite supply of things you could do. Success comes from ignoring most of them and channeling your energy into building one effective system. So, will you spend the rest of your life selling your time, or will you start building a system that works for you? Wealth isn't a measurement of how hard you sweat, it's a measurement of how intelligently you build.